While Donald Trump is in full desperation distraction mode, I'm going to remind him and the rest of the MAGA that we won't forget that the economy is getting worse thanks to him. The Strait of Hormuz was open before you, Donald Trump, started your war. So opening it back up isn't an achievement worthy of the Nobel Prize. And you still haven't done it, considering the fact that you're threatening a naval blockade, which is an act of war. We're still fully aware of the fact that you used the Iran war and everything else to cover up the fact that you are in the Epstein files, to protect job predators. And the fact is, you may be one of them. You still haven't released a healthcare plan. Hell, you didn't release a healthcare plan during your first administration. Oil prices and gas prices in this country have skyrocketed and only planning to get worse because of the war you started, Donald. Your approval rating, despite how many times you want to post that I'm doing great numbers, I'm doing great, everything's great, your approval rating is at historic levels. Historically low levels, Trump. Your own supporters are turning against you. And we're not talking about just voting for Trump because you didn't like Harris. We're talking about hardcore MAGA turning against you. Your behavior in the Oval Office and online has become so erratic and unhinged that even far-right MAGA lunatics, I'm talking about the Tucker Carlsons, I'm talking about the Candace Owens, I'm talking about the fat walrus, lying wannabe Alex Jones, the people who have spent 10 straight years defending everything you've said and everything you've done, they're starting to walk away from you. While our troops are in the war that you started, you spent nearly every weekend going golfing at Mar-a-Lago, and just recently you went to a UFC event the very day negotiations to end the war break down. Instead of spending your time in the White House Situation Room, gathered with your idiotic cabinet, especially J.D. Vance, who tried to negotiate the deal, and your war secretary, Pete Hegseth, he was probably drunk at the time, you're out at Mar-a-Lago and high-fiving with UFC fighters. Your policies are adding trillions of dollars to the national debt. What was the promise you made that we're going to pay off the debt? You made that promise during your 2016 campaign. You made it again in 2020, and you tripled down on that promise in 2024, and you still haven't done it. You added it to the national debt. You fired your attorney general not because she didn't go after the people in the Epstein files. Not because she went after the criminals, but because she didn't protect the criminals strong enough. The war in Ukraine that Russia started continues a year after you said on the campaign trail, I can end the war very easily. Very easily. I can just do it with one phone call very easily. You skipped out on church on Easter Day to go golfing, the same day that you threatened Iran with mass genocide, which is a crime under the Geneva Conventions. Hell, I work third shift. I won't say who because of the reasons of confidentiality and because of my employees' rules, but I work third shift. Got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and even I went to church. You could have carried your lazy fast there for Easter Sunday. But instead, you decided to go golfing and threaten the country with mass genocide. The moment you put that tweet on Truth Social, you should have been arrested. Even though you deleted that little post of yours, you posted an image depicting yourself as Jesus Christ our Savior. And that wasn't a red line for the rest of your MAGA wannabes. I don't know what is. Your wife, of all people, your wife came out and said that Congress needs to move forward with going after any guilty parties in the Epstein files. While she declared her innocence, she didn't mention you or your innocence at all. Quite honestly, she knows you're guilty. She knows that sooner or later this is going to touch you. And it's only a matter of time before it does. You recently said that we don't have the money to fund programs like Medicare or Medicaid and others that tens of millions of Americans rely on because we spend too much on the war that you start and on the military that P. Hegseth, that drunken dickweed, is breaking apart. So as much as you and the rest of your sycophants want to try to gaslight people, to gaslight us, to distract us with so much BS that's difficult for any of us to keep up, I just wanted you and your idiotic followers in the MAGA to remember this. We won't let the American public forget just how corrupt, incompetent, criminal, unfit you and the rest of your cabinet is for the presidency and the positions of government they hold. When this whole thing is over, Trump, and it will be over, bank on that. It will end. You and the rest of these sycophants, the J.D. Vances, the P. Hegseths, and the rest of them, all of you are going to be held accountable for it. Bank on it. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.